Welcome back. Peter Bodo here again with Nick Bollettieri at the U.S. Open. Nick, the rain seems finally to have gone. Clear blue skies, sunny, great big clouds. What does this bode for the tournament? Do you think anybody's got a particular advantage given the disruption we had?
Well, you know, I heard a lot of the remarks from the different players. And what I believe is the key to interruptions is for the support team to know exactly what makes their player relax. Some like playing cards, some likes getting on the computer. Andre Agassi loved Bill Shelton singing Nat King Cole to him. So every player is different. Tommy Haas, the superstitions, he has to do the same thing, the same station. So the key to that is for the coach to know what makes that person relax. I'm sure that Serena likes to get out and hit some balls, some don't. It all depends, Peter, of that person's mentality of what keeps them calm.
Does anybody get out of this bad spell we've had going into what looks to me like clearing weather? Does anyone go with an advantage in terms of winning the tournament?
Well, that's all in a person's mind, Peter. Some say it gives an advantage, especially if a person had two tough, back-to-back 3 out of 5 setters, go 4 out of 5, go 5 out of 5. It just depends. Certainly it gives a person some advantage if they've had difficult matches and they have a little bit more time to recover. Others, they're like bulldogs. Come on, let's carry on. I'll play 2 matches in the same day. So again, it depends on the mentality approach.
Speaking of bulldogs, coming up, Andy-Roddick versus Rafael Nadal. Roddick has had some trouble with Nadal, but he's won a couple matches too. How do you see that shaping up here on this court?
Well, I'm very pleased that Roddick is into this second week. It would have been disastrous, not only for him, American tennis. So I'm happy about that. When he plays Nadal, I'm sure he's going to accept the fact that he cannot just keep a ball in play. And if he drops back 6, 8, 10 feet behind the baseline and hits the slice and plays defensive tennis only, he doesn't have a chance. To me, I believe Andy-Roddick's got to have variety, lots of variety. Surprise him, chip and charge, serve and volley, stand a little closer to the baseline, hit his shots a little bigger. And I believe I would make Rafael move. I don't think I'd get into a cross-court battle with him. I'd make a move and hit behind him. He has to have a big serving day. Of course, the advantage goes to Nadal. But Roddick, you've got to go out there knowing you can win, not to play a good match, but knowing you can win this match.
Nadal has had some problems this year. 2 things. He's admitted that Djokovic is in his head. He really has not been the same player since Wimbledon. He hasn't played all that well and convincingly. Plus, he's also had injuries. Foot injury at Wimbledon. He burned his fingers in Cincinnati. Do you think he's gotten the right frame of mind here to do what needs to be done now with potentially 3 5-set matches on 3 consecutive days coming up?
I believe getting into the second week, Nadal will be Nadal. He sort of has that's something that very few people have. I don't believe he wants to leave here without at least getting to the finals. But Andy, we're all rooting for you, but you can't win from behind the baseline, and you can't do this. You've got to play more aggressive, serve wide to the forehand side, come in. Because if you serve wide to the forehand and the short approach, go down the line and come into the net.
In the other semifinal, we're going to have Andy-Murray going up against John Isner. Kind of an unusual matchup, I would say. Not something you see very often. You know Murray's game well. Of course, your own protege, Brad Gilbert, has coached Murray. How do you see that one shaping up?
Well, I believe this will be one of the most interesting matches so far. I mean, you have the big guy, 6'7", 6'8", against Murray, who's probably 6'2", 6'3". Murray moves fantastic. He has the ability to offset big serves by making big returns. Isner now, beautiful 2-handed backhand. He takes it early inside the court. Big serve, big forehand. However, if Andy Murray keeps him out there and the weather gets a little humid or gets hot again and the match goes on to a 4-setter or 5-setter, the advantage goes to Murray. What Isner's got to do is go out there, play those big points, know that you have a big serve, know that you got to step in and hit a short defensive return. you know, I see this match exciting, but it's got to be won by Isner right away, or the advantage goes over to Andy Murray.